everybody, this is Celebrity Spotlight. I'm Angela Bacchi, and today we're shining it on Kevin Costner. It does not get much more all-American than Kevin Costner. The blonde-haired, green-eyed California native has starred in more baseball-themed movies than any other actor. Though which film genre is his favorite? Why, the Western, of course.
Pardon me?
Is there any cowboy in you?
There's probably a little bit, but you know, I don't claim to be what those guys do for a living. One of the things about Westerns is when you watch it, I think everybody, boy and girl, wishes they were kind of making that movie.
And speaking of boys and girls, Costner also has a deep fondness for making a good love story, given that love and the desire for it is the greatest common denominator among people.
Well, I think that's where we all live in our imaginations anyway, where we want to be in our life. If it's not that and it's the other, and that's like heaven, hell, right? Everybody likes the idea of how we feel when we're in that state of mind. I think the best movies will always be about men and women. I think the best movies always have a sense of humor, and most of the time they have a story where people watching the movies can relate to how men and women are either getting along or not getting along and still have to be together no matter what.
A little like Kevin in movie making, his love affair with the film industry began at a young age and has never faltered.
We've been suckered into thinking that the measure of a movie is what it makes on opening weekend. I don't believe that. What I do believe is that the true value of a movie will forever be valued not in how much money it makes, but in how it makes us feel. I love how movies can make us feel, and I hate them just as much when I don't feel a thing.
In 1990, Costner went from a relative up-and-comer to an MVP of the industry when he directed and starred in Dances with Wolves. The film won 7 Oscars, including Best Director and Best Picture. Costner says that first experience of directing was thrilling, and in his mind is comparable to performing surgery.
It's like a patient in an operating room. It's always threatening to die, and you have to keep it alive. And so you're not always that in control. But I love movies right now at this point in my life, and the reality was early on in the movie I couldn't find anybody to direct it, and that's how it came to me to direct it.
And in his 25 years of making movies, whether he is the star of the film or the director, or both, Kevin Costner is motivated by his love for the medium and the potential it has to connect our global community.
I believe that films are for the world, and I saw that once with a picture that was dismissed once in the United States and went on to have a great life overseas. And ever since that point, I realized, I don't know why it took me so long, but I realized that movies are for the world. And so with the foreign press voting this movie, it's a great endorsement of what I think about movies, which are they are not just for the United States. They travel the world and they speak. I think every picture has its own length in it, has its own timing, has its own sense of rhythm, and we inherently feel that when we watch it. The same way we know someone in a room has talked too long. We know sometimes a movie's gone too long. I think people expect to see a movie when they go. I know I expect to see a movie, and I expect to see stories begin and end. I don't like being fooled terribly much, so my filmmaking is not that necessarily tricky. I like to give characters beginning, middles, and end as much as I can, even with supporting characters. I said the other day, I don't feel like I'm on the cutting edge of anything, but I do feel that I believe very strongly in a literacy of film.
So we'll close our show today with a couple of personal quotes from the legendary actor. On the importance of dreaming, he says, "I'm a big fan of dreams. Unfortunately, dreams are our first casualty in life. People seem to give them up quicker than anything for a reality." On his love of Westerns, he says, "There is a moment in time in a Western, unlike maybe any other genre, where you can sit in the dark and you can really measure yourself against another man or woman, and you can see a code of honor." This has been Celebrity Spotlight on Kevin Costner. We hope you've enjoyed our show. I'm Angela Bacchi, and we'll see you next time.